What's up, guys? We're back with another Dragon Ball FighterZ top 10 list. A bunch of people requested that I rank the 10 best supers in Dragon Ball FighterZ, so that's what we're going to be doing today. And we're talking about level 1s and level 3s, and we are not factoring in how cool does the super look or how cinematic is it or anything like that. Although, if you want to see that as a separate list, just ranking what I think are the 10 best looking supers, let me know down in the comments. And we're not just talking about raw damage here either. This isn't like the 10 most damaging supers, because a lot more than that goes into how good a super is. It's also factors like Okizeme, what kind of mix-ups do you get on the opponent as they're waking up after they get hit by the super, or, you know, does it offer unique utility, like special things that the super does that not every super can do. Stuff like that matters, and so we're factoring all that stuff into this list. And just to be clear, this is just my opinion. You guys can disagree. That's totally fine. Let me know down in the comments if there's anything you think I got wrong. And I usually don't ask for this, but could you guys please hit the sub button? It would just really mean a lot to me. I've been looking at my stats. Not that many of my viewers are subbed right now, so if you guys could sub, it would really help me out and help my channel get to more people. So with that being said, we're going to jump in. We're going to start with some honorable mentions before we get to the main list. First honorable mention is going to be Zamasu, Blades of Judgment. There's also Beerus, level 1. There's also Beerus, level 1, which he can then turn into a level 2. GT Goku Spirit Bomb. You know, before they nerfed this, it probably would have made the top 10. But post-nerf, you know, he doesn't get the Okizeme anymore, so that's an honorable mention. Also, Super Broly, his alternate ground super. This thing is kind of crazy. With the meteors. Blue Vegeta Niagara Pummel. This super was really buffed in the last patch. Hit the quote-unquote gun that he can spend 7 meters for. There's also Kefla level 3. Tien level 3. Krillin level 3. And Android 17 alternate level 1 with the invincibility. So that's all the honorable mentions. Let's get on to the main list, starting at number 10. Let's get into it. Okay, so first up, we're looking at 18 level 3. This is a pretty standard level 3, but it does have some nice things going for it. You can do it from the ground or in the air, which is nice. And the big thing is, no matter where you do it on screen, she is going to get good Okizeme on the character waking up, whether it's mid-screen, corner, air, ground, wherever. She's going to get a pretty solid mix-up and be able to mix the opponent up pretty effectively, which is becoming more and more rare. They've been nerfing a lot of level 3s, making it harder to mix the opponent up when they're getting up. But 18 still has some of this power remaining, which is pretty strong. So she's coming in here at number 10 with her level 3. Plus, you know, Krillin can get involved, which I know I said I wasn't factoring in the visuals or the cool factor, but I like it. I like the fact that Krillin comes in for the super. So that's number 10. Next up, we're looking at Piccolo Hell Zone Grenade. You know, this one's been nerfed a lot. Before the nerfs, this probably would have been way further up the list. But even after the nerfs, you know, it's a little bit easier to see what's going on behind the explosions. But this is still a very powerful super for mix-ups, for mix on incoming snap. It's useful for combos. It's really useful for all kinds of stuff. So one big thing I was thinking about when assembling this list was like, what supers really incentivize you to pick a character? What super makes you go, okay, I'm going to play this character just because of the strength of this super? And to me, Hellzone Grenade kind of epitomizes that. This is like the reason to pick Piccolo still in a lot of people's minds, and I think for good reason. It's a really, really strong super that enables you to do a lot of dirt. So Hellzone Grenade is number 9. Next up at number 8 is my boy Yamcha, his level 1. Now, I will say this level 1 does not do very much damage, which is its downside, but it has a lot of utility to make up for it. First of all, it's a level 1 that can end in sliding knockdown. That's pretty rare. Most level 1s give the opponent some kind of air tech or something like that. A sliding knockdown off of a level 1 is fairly useful. Plus, you can use that sliding knockdown to combo into his level 3. So this is a character that you're usually putting last on your team because his assists are all really good. And if he's solo, he can still use 4 meters in a combo using 2 supers. So a lot of characters can't do that. So that's another powerful utility. And then another thing, even on block, this super is very hard to punish. because you don't know, is he going to stagger it? How long is he going to spend between each one? Is he just going to do like 2 and then stop it and he's safe? So like if you're in a bad situation where you really need to get your character out, sometimes you can just YOLO and bring in Yamcha and you'll be, you know, somewhat safe because it's very unpredictable how many of these hits you're going to do, what's the timing going to be. You can really catch the opponent off guard and get away with landing this super raw in a lot of situations. So don't sleep on this level 1. It's got a lot of utility going for it. I think it's very strong. So next up, we're looking at Android 21, her ground level 3. So this is another super. It doesn't do that much damage, but it more than makes up for it with utility. So like I was saying, it's becoming more and more rare to get good Okizeme on opponents if you land a mid-screen level 3, but she gets great mix-ups when the opponent is getting up after landing this. She gets very strong mix-ups, which is becoming more and more rare. Not that many characters have this. But in addition to that, you can see now I have all these powers stored up. So, you know, she has this mechanic, you guys might know, where she can absorb powers from you and then use them. But if you land this level 3, you just get all of them, which is pretty sick. Look, see, it just fills everything up. And plus, when you have all these full, you can also use this fully charged ball that does like insano damage in combos. So, you know, you can't use this in as many situations as Android 18 level 3 because you can't do it in the air. But other than that one downside and the damage, you know, this really does so much. And you get all those powers, you get the Okizeme, you get so many things. It's just a really, really high utility level 3, and I think it's one of the big reasons why 21 is kind of rising up through the ranks. I think people are really starting to respect and fear this character, and this level 3 is no small part of it. I think it's a very strong super. Alright, next up at number 6 is the newest character added to the game, Master Roshi. We're looking at his level 2. So first of all, this is just an extremely damaging 2-meter super sequence at the end of combos. You really shouldn't underestimate the idea that basically, you know, if you have 6 meters and you want to be able to spend them all and get the most damage you can, having this level 2 instead of just a level 1 is a big deal. Or if you only have 2 characters left, you can spend 5 meters, a level 2 and a level 3, or just 3 meters with 2 characters left, 2 level 1s and then a 3rd level 1, and you just end up getting way more damage, killing characters way more easily than otherwise if you didn't have that option available. And I think that's something that people have kind of been talking about is now, because Snap Mix has been nerfed, it's a lot harder to mix people up after a snapback. And, you know, various mix in the game is just kind of in a weak spot right now. Damage is really, really vital because when you get that one hit, you want to kill the character, if at all possible, in 1 or 2 touches maximum. And so having this level 2 really helps out with that. This is one of the most damaging level 2 supers in the game. There's also a bit of utility from the fact that they're trapped in this Kamehameha animation for like a really long time. So you can do stuff like Piccolo, fully charge special beam cannon, and that'll combo, so that's pretty cool. You can also use this combined with sort of really fast supers like Krillin Destructo Disc, for example. And you can combo off it into sliding knockdown, so that's pretty neat as well. So it's just a powerful option to have on the team, and overall I think probably Roshi's strongest damage option that he brings to the table with his supers. Next up, we're looking at Z Broly's level 3. So this super has a few things going for it. For one thing, Z Broly generally is like not the best at comboing into sliding knockdowns. So like in situations like this, it's pretty hard for him to get sliding without, you know, switching sides, which is oftentimes not what you want to do, or without spending meter for a vanish or something like that. So sliding, it's not Z Broly's biggest strength, is getting these knockdowns off of hits. But if you have level 3, basically at any time, you can just choose to end the combo with level 3, and you'll get a pretty decent knockdown and, you know, pretty good setup for whatever you want to do while they're getting up. So that's useful. And then, of course, there's the fact that you can do it very slow. So this can do a lot of things. Combined with the right assists in the right situations, you can get some real dirt here and just get huge, huge damage. So this slow level 3 can unlock a ton of damage or reset, mix up, Okizeme, whatever you want, kind of opportunities for Z Broly. But, you know, even if you're not in a situation where you can actually use that, you can just end whatever combo you want with the normal level 3, and it'll be just fine, and you'll just get good, solid knockdown, good Oki, especially in the corner. Start mixing him up with the throws, so this just really ties his kit together. It shores up some of his weaknesses, like I said, with his combo routes, and lets him get in position to start really dominating the opponent with the command grabs and that kind of thing. So Z Broly level 3, very strong character, obviously, and a very strong super attached to him with this level 3. So that's coming in at number 5. Next up at number 4, I guess you probably could have figured that he would make the list at some point. It's UI Goku, and it's going to be his level 2. This might seem kind of boring, and quite frankly, it is. It's just all the things that I said about Roshi level 2 in terms of being able to tack on additional damage to your combo. It's really good for that. It allows you to squeeze more damage out for your meter than you can get if you don't have a character with access to a powerful level 2 like this. But it also is just kind of like the perfect level 1. It reaches anywhere on screen. He'll teleport to wherever they are. It doesn't matter. Any kind of Z change situation, any kind of combo, the sky is the limit. You can just teleport over to him and combo into the level 1. And in addition to that, the level 2 follow-up always sets them up in the same spot on screen. It always brings them back down to the ground. So it's really, really consistent for Z changing out of. There's just really no flaws to be found with this super. It does everything. So yeah, there's not much else to say. It's just one of those things where if you have UI on your team, which you might want to do anyway, because he's one of the strongest characters and he's got some of the best assists. So if you do that, you put him on your team, you're also getting access to, extra damage from this level 1 so that all your combos all of a sudden have the potential to be stronger because you can just do more supers at the end of them. So it's pretty powerful. I don't know if he needed this in addition to everything else he already has, but it is what it is. He's got it, so we're all just going to have to deal with it. So that's number 4. And if you thought we were done with annoying characters that everyone's kind of tired of, we're not. We're here with GT Goku, the Dragon Fist Explosion Super. So, this is kind of an uninteresting super. He just lands it, and then whatever. He gets great Okizeme off it, by the way. Anywhere on screen, he gets very, very solid Okizeme. And GT he's got a lot of tricks. When the opponent's getting up, he can do a lot of dirty stuff to mix him up. So this super sets him up perfectly for that. And on top of that, there's also the additional factor, which is that if you have at least one character dead, he goes Super Saiyan 4, and this all of a sudden becomes one of the more damaging level 3s in the game. So it's a very damaging level 3, and he gets great Okizeme. And, usually you're not running GT in the first slot because he's got that great assist with the upwards Kamehameha. So usually people want to run him second or third. So a lot of times you are going to have a character dead, so it's very useful for that. And it also has all that stuff I said about Android 18 where you can just use it anywhere. You don't need sliding knockdown. You don't need anything. Whenever you feel like it, you can kind of just do this level 3. Cash in 3 meters for really strong damage and really ridiculous Okizeme. So this is a super I think we're all tired of seeing, but I will admit it does still look pretty cool, so maybe I don't hate it quite as much as I should, but it's a pretty sick and powerful super. And so this is another character where there's a lot of factors incentivizing you to pick GT Goku, from his assist to his combos, to his ability to combo off of Spirit Bomb. And in addition to all that, at any point, if you got 3 meters, it's never a bad idea to just end your combo in level 3 and get that damage, get that mix-up, all that stuff. So, number 3, GT Goku, still one of the biggest threats in the game, and this is a great level 3 super helping him out with that. Alright, coming in at number 2, we're really getting up to the big boys now. We got another Goku. It's going to be base Goku Kaioken. This has got to be the best level 1 in the game, right? Or at least close to it. So everything I said about characters that can cash in 2 meters for additional damage, he can, of course, do that. He can cash it in, spend an extra meter to get that Kamehameha Ender, tack on a bunch of damage. He can also do it early to get some invincibility. He can just immediately go into that, so that's useful as well. And he'll teleport to the opponent, find them wherever they are. I'm not going to say it's completely advisable to use this super in neutral. A lot of players are going to punish you for doing that, but sometimes you get away with it, and you can go for mix-ups, you can cross the opponent up, you can do all kinds of dirt, high-low, and stuff with that. So it does have some utility when used in neutral, although it is very dangerous. But also sometimes this is like a really amazing punish tool in neutral. Like if the opponent is shooting projectiles at you or whatever, sometimes you just zap them. You just nail them from full screen with the fireball. It's so fast at that. Plus, you know, if they're going up to the skies trying to do projectiles or whatever from the top of the screen, you can just snipe them right out of the sky, so it's very useful for that as well. Great punish tool, great combo ender because of the damage. Similar to GT Goku, if characters are dead, it gets stronger. If both characters are dead, you get the Kaioken times 20, which is so many hits and so much damage. So it's just a great thing to have. It's like his best super. I know the Spirit Bomb is flashier, but Spirit Bomb's really hard to combo into, and it's really, really hard to Z-change into. But this, pretty much every character can Z-change into it and cash in for a ton of damage, and you can use your meter smartly, decide whether you want to spend 1 or 2, get that kind of sort of sliding knockdown. If you land the Kamehameha Ender, you get a sliding. So it does a lot. It kind of does everything. It's an amazing level 1, and one of the most compelling reasons to put base Goku on your team is this Kaioken. So that's number 2. And I know you're wondering, what could possibly be a better super than the Kaioken? Honestly, I think Gotenks Ghosts are the best super in the game. I think it's number 1. I mean, this super is just insane. You have so much flexibility. You can decide at will, you know, when you want to send each ghost. You can start going for mix-ups. You can make it so hard for them. It's crazy. This super is insane. If you're sleeping on this Gotenks super, you gotta stop. Because, like, okay, first of all, it's just a fine super. If you get a combo and you need to go for like a level 1 into a Z change or whatever, it's just a fine super. Like, it does the job. Unlike something like Zamasu Blades of Judgment or whatever, which has utility, but it's not the greatest for using in combos unless you have like a really precise setup. You can just use this super in combos like normal. You don't have to sweat it. It just works. It just does what you want. But then in addition to all that, on top of just being a normal, regular, solid level 1 like most characters have, you got the Ghost Oki. The Ghost Oki is so insane. So you get the knockdown, you set up the ghosts, and then, boys, it's party time. You go for whatever you want. You start mixing them. You get the ghosts going. They can't Z-change. It's too scary. It's too scary to guard cancel, because Gotenks can just block and let the ghost do his work, and he'll block and punish the guard cancel. It's too scary to reflect. You might get baited on the reflect, and then Gotenks is coming in, and he hits you from above. There's just so much flexibility, so much freedom with this super. You can just do so much. It's insane. It's really insane. And so I was talking about earlier how, you know, the game is moving away from the idea of like, get a hit, mix you up, get a hit, mix you up, and then you die, right? Like, that's kind of how the game used to work. You get a hit, you snap them, you mix them up, or you get a hit, you go into like Bardock level 3. That's how it worked in Season 1. The game is moving away from that. They don't want it to be like this snowball effect where when you get hit, you just get mixed until you die. But Gotenks can kind of still do that. He's kind of the character that still has the ability to just get a hit, call out the ghosts. Now you gotta guess. Now we're in party territory here, and I hope you guess right. Because if you get hit, you know, you get hit by these ghosts, we're repeating the situation. We're going back into it again. Here come the ghosts. And now you gotta guess again. And this just keeps happening. And then you die. It's so strong. It's so strong. So definitely don't sleep on the ghost, guys. I think it's the best super in the game. I'm calling my shot. It's at least the best level 1. For sure. I'm putting it number 1. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I would love to hear what you have to say. Are there any big supers that I missed? And are there any future videos like this that you'd like to see? Please let me know down in the comments. And like I mentioned, it would really mean a lot to me if you enjoyed the video, if you could hit the like button and the subscribe button. I know that it's annoying when YouTubers say to do that, but it really, really does make a difference. It shows our videos to more people. It gets more people hype about Dragon Ball FighterZ and interested in watching content for this game that we love. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everybody. Hope you have a great evening.